on theirs, another way of saying that would be to seek to understand people, not always be understood by people. Seek to understand people. And I'm convinced, I would always tell all of our youth leaders in Las Vegas and even in Tacoma, Washington, is this. If people aren't coming to what you're doing, then maybe we're not doing what they want to come to. Which means maybe we got to shift what we're doing. The church down the street over here is, or if people are always complaining about what you're doing, listen to the complaints. Pastor Buntain used to say, listen to your critics, because sometimes they're the only people that will tell you the truth. In other words, if someone says, oh, you're awesome, you're great, yeah, well, that's great. But what about the guy who says, well, you're great, but you know something, there's 4 things I don't like about you. Well, listen to the 4 things, because if you can change some of those 4 things, then you'll win more friends later on than you lose. Okay, listen to your critics. Because sometimes they're the ones that will tell you. Have you ever liked someone so much you were scared to tell them what you thought they could change? Okay, Lattice is shaking his head. Everyone else is like, I don't know. Let's listen to people. Let's get off our. Let's seek to understand where they're coming from. And then another thought along the same line is this: ask a lot of questions and listen. Because then you'll find out what needs to get done, what they didn't like, what they don't like. Listen to them. And listen, their answers might be so wrong and so out of the, or they might appear to you to be so out there. But if you're building a team, you want to hear what they're saying. You know the Indians, they have the talking stick? We should have talking sticks in our churches. And when they pass around the talking stick, the person who had the stick could talk and no one else could talk. And everyone had to listen. And the talking stick would be a great thing. In fact, Pastor Buntain used to always say this. He said, if we could pull back one thing from the Catholic Church to use in our churches, we'd have a lot more people with freedom. He said, if we could put confession booths in our churches. He says, because we Pentecostals just go to the altar, hide it, don't tell anyone, and we keep struggling with the same thing.